Yeah, so everybody knows me for velocity-based training, so I'm of course going to be talking about that and where I think that it needs to go now with the changes in technology and artificial intelligence, and that is changing the way that we can do things. Just much like whenever von Leeuwenhoek discovered that he could look at cork in 4-time magnification with his initial microscope. Well, now we have a tremendously greater depth of information on the electron microscope that we have 4 billion times magnification. As technology changes, we have to change our methodologies to keep up with it, to make sure that we are actually doing the best that we possibly can. So we'll be talking about velocity loss and changing the paradigm to individual exercise force velocity profiling and how you could use those to drive training as opposed to the zones. Whenever I started in this, I was a strength coach and nobody did VBT until it was their third year, and they were about a 1.8 times bodyweight squatter. Well, things are different. The technology is much more affordable. It's not like it was back in 2003 when I started doing this stuff, where the devices were so expensive nobody could afford them. And they couldn't afford very many of them if they had them. Well, things have changed, so we need to update stuff for that. I'm also going to be talking about, and there is a relationship with this with velocity-based training, the importance of kinetic energy, sprint momentum, and power within athletics. And how do we develop those? And how do we further improve those whenever our general means stop working? I think that these are two tremendous aspects to training, and it's not just useful for athletes. I don't know if I'll have time to do this, but we've also been applying velocity-based training and the principles in the manner I just explained to Parkinson's and the aging population. Have seen tremendous outcomes there. Now, with that, paying attention to that sprint, sprint momentum, kinetic energy, and power, these things are what are outcome variables. And I want to make sure that the attendees understand that we got to look at what's important. We shouldn't just look at the weight on a squat or the weight on a clean and expect everything else gets better. We need to evaluate those output variables and see what improves them, as opposed to just thinking that everything's going to improve all at once. The strength and some things have that rising tide raises all ships. Yes, but that only works for a while. And what do we do whenever that stops working? That's what I'm hoping to really show the attendees whenever I